All right, there we go. What's up, X? How we feeling? TikTok, YouTube. What else? Nah, not Instagram. Facebook. Shout out my hometown. I appreciate all the love I've been getting on this lately. It doesn't go unnoticed. I forgot YouTube does they'll take my video down for the music, but I think they leave it up live. And then I can dispute it and remove it later, so. Oh well. I'm not gonna let YouTube kill the vibe. Okay, yeah, we're on Pump Fun, X, Kick, Twitch, YouTube. And whatever platform you're on, make sure you go ahead and like, share, retweet, repost it. We're gonna have a good stream. It's late night. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. We'll get started in a minute. I'm feeling alright. I got what you're looking for. Put in the green gyro. I got what you're looking for. Follow for love. Full of good time if you follow me. Party tonight, it's all on me. Shake it, wine on me. No road, that time on me. Stay on my gram if you crying on me. Money on my mind, ain't thinking about nothing. Nigga on the floor, ain't thinking about nothing. Happy weekend. We're gonna get started here in a minute. I be so deep in my element. Put them on vibe until the end. If you down me, don't mean cause evidence still. Don't mind me, no pressure on me, oh. Don't mind me, the hustle, oh. Put them on vibe until the end. If you down me, don't mean I'm living life, oh. Put in the dreams I know. This song is such a vibe. Outside tonight is a big vibe, oh. We'll get started here in a minute. I got what you're looking for. Put in the dreams I know. We'll let this song finish. Battles on inside, outside tonight it's a big vibe. I'm feeling alright. I got what you're looking for. Put in the green gyro. I got what you're looking for. Alright, if you're on X, make sure you retweet that. It just went out. If you're on Facebook, Kick, make sure you drop a follow. Telegram, make sure you share it around. I appreciate it.
Need better internet? Cox Internet has the fast, reliable speeds.
Oh man, we've had a really good week so far with ClaudeWar. And at the same time, it's kind of like perfect timing, but how else was it going to happen when you take into consideration like ClaudeWar is a platform, and let's pull it up. As a platform, it covers every headline there is to cover before anything else. So the growth is great. I'm not surprised, but it's really cool. I'm really grateful for it. And, you know, before I get too deep into that, I want to say I appreciate everybody that is supporting. Even the people like where I'm from, I feel like this is the first thing, maybe because it's so unique or because like there's nobody that I've ever been around that's ever, you know, built an app or done things like this. So it's just, you know, for whatever reason you're supporting, I really appreciate it. And it's really cool to see the numbers just keep growing every day for the users. I just want to remind you that if you're one of these 667 people that have used this app today, go to the Buy Me a Coffee link and buy me a coffee. If you're into crypto, you can support
There's XRP, Bitcoin, Solana, all EVM chains, and also the ClaudeWar token CA is right there. So yeah, if you use it, whether you're in crypto or not, just so you know, you don't have to. It's free for the user. But that's how you can support and help keep this platform going. Previously, before this, like the closest thing you can get to this is what? Like a Bloomberg desk. And I'm not the type, I don't want to overhype anything. I really would prefer people to, read it and check it out for themselves and then come to their own conclusions about it, right? Ooh, let's go live on Facebook. I forgot to click go live over there. Live video starting. There we go. We're on Facebook now. Not the first thing they see is me hitting a vape, but I was just saying I appreciate everybody that is supporting, especially the people like from my hometown area. Shout out to Virginia, shout out North Carolina. And I was saying that I feel like I've done a lot of ventures, like the most public thing would be like my music, right? And I feel like people like my music, but the response from ClaudeWar.info has been overwhelmingly compared to anything else, and the growth of it as well, even whether it's music or if I'm talking apps. I've never built anything that has gotten this much use before, so. And what I said I was gonna do, right, is let everybody know that I'm live through the website. So let's go ahead and do that. And this is kind of like a display of Replic's power. Let's add an alert banner across the middle of the screen. Is my dog barking? Tripping. Let's add an alert banner. So I'm gonna use Replit to create an alert banner to let people know that I'm live streaming right now. So today there's been, does that say 666? 666 active users on ClaudeWar.info. And I added a bunch of different data layers today. We added financial markets. Yeah, financial markets. We added equities, stocks, crypto. We added global supply chain choke points. So like the Hormuz Strait, for example, it's a global supply chain route. A lot of the oil, what is it? I can't think of the exact number. It'll come to me, but a lot of the world's oil comes out of that. So that's what's considered a choke point. When geopolitical events happen, like war, we see countries like Iran. Is it Iran or Iran? I argue with my wife about this. She says it's Iran. I think it's Iran. Google is in my favor, but when I hear these traveling YouTubers are like, shout out to Arab, or is it Arab? Is it Arab or is it Arab? Is it Iran? Is it Iran? But I saw his YouTube video last night where he went to Iran and he said Iran and he's in Iran. And so like, who am I to argue with somebody that's in Iran? So maybe I'm wrong. My wife is right. Probably a lesson there. So I don't know. I'm going to call it Iran because that guy got like 5 million views and was in Iran and said Iran. So I guess we all ran. Yo, so, yeah, back as I was saying, I added financial markets to this. And where was I? We got the chat going. I see a lot of, the numbers, Fred. All right, yeah, so when I first started building this, and I was live streaming it. So like the first 100 hours of this I did it live on live stream. I'm building that. And I remember my pops was like, he said, do you have an alert that goes out on ClaudeWar.info whenever you're live so all the people using it know to come over? And I just kind of waved them off because we do, right? Kinda. But it's not an alert. It's just like a fixed thing up there that says watch human operative build live, right? So playing on kind of like that. Hey, and we went from 666 to 671. So that means there's a lot of people using this website right now. In fact, like thousands, and I'll show you all the exact numbers. We've had like 5,000 in the last 5 days, averaging 700 new users a day. Let's go. I appreciate y'all. That's so cool. So anyway, back to Dad's suggestion that I kind of like brushed off. It wasn't that many users then, so I was like, yeah, we got a button at the top. But now that we have thousands of users, let's use Replit to build an alert banner. And the app crashed, actually. We had a spike in activity. I'm not entirely sure. You see this chart over here on the right, that spike right there. It was so many users, it crashed the website for a little bit, just for a little bit. And then I adjusted and upgraded it, but we should be good. That's why that's up. So I want to add an alert banner across the middle of the screen that links here. So we're going to link them to the pump fund. We're going to link people to the pump fund from the website that has like 600 people on right now. Like I said, when my dad said, it sounds like a great idea now as we have thousands of users, but from my perspective, remember, it was my dad being more of a visionary than me, because at that time it was like 10 or 20 users. And I was like, they all know I'm live from my post anyway. But now as like the website's being found from like Google and Reddit and a lot of other different places, there's people that don't even know, right? And so a lot of this live stream is going to have ClaudeWar.info. What better way for them to meet the founder by getting a big red alert right now to come hop in the live stream on the ClaudeWar Pump Fund. So let's make that happen right now. Shout out to my dad. I should have listened to him. There's a lesson there. All right, let's add an alert banner across the middle of the screen that links here. ClaudeWar founder. We'll say join. And if you're in the chat or watching this video, make sure you chime in and say hello, say hi, how you doing? I always think it's weird to join a live stream and just watch it and not say anything, especially if the person you're watching is inviting you and basically saying, hi, I'm G, good to meet you. So yeah, if you're in the chat or in the video, make sure you just say hi, how you doing? Have you used the app? Let me know how you feel about it. Let's add an alert banner across the middle of the screen that links here. Join ClaudeWar Founders live stream. Is live stream one or two words? Can y'all believe I built this app and I'm asking that question? I keep thinking, I feel like I know where this app is gonna go. And it's pretty cool. I won't lie, it's pretty cool. I feel like it's already grown into something that's becoming way bigger than me. And so, it's like another child. It's like now I have a third child, and it's this thing that keeps getting bigger and bigger from many different perspectives. And now I'm sitting here on live stream with you while we add that new update to the website. And so when this update is done, and I'll put it in the chat right now, so come talk to me in the ClaudeWar chat. It's so easy to sign up. We added streamer mode, I think. So if I'm wrong, you guys are about to get my password. I'm right. You see? top right. So we added streamer mode. This is your code to, if you forget your password for ClaudeWar, put in that code, reset your password. We do that because there's a lot of countries that don't agree with free speech and open source intelligence. And we, as a company, I was going to go into that later, the legality of all of this that I'm building. I mean, if I'm going to jail, Replit and Claude's going to jail with me. I don't know. I think that's the end of that subject. Maybe you should leave it there, right? We need to say how long it's going to last. Let's make it blink for 30 seconds. Maybe that's a long time. 30 seconds is kind of a long time. 10 seconds before going away. And this is Replit.com. Oh, the contest just ended. Should I extend it to the end of this stream? I should. I think I should extend it to the end of the stream. And let me go into the Discord of Replit and let them know. Let's make a post for him. How about that? Hey, Replit fam. Hop in. Just talk and vibe code. Ting. X changed again. So, you know, when you post in a community on X, it gave you the option to do just to the community or to the community and your followers. Not that it matters because you're not going to see your followers post anyway on X anymore. But now on desktop, it took away that option. So you don't know whether you're, and they don't ever like do any like little windows when you go on X. They just update shit. And that's just kind of Elon's style, and I can relate to it. And so I wonder if that's how, I guess I operate the same way. And when you're constantly improving, constantly updating like Elon and those guys are, it's probably better to not interrupt the people's normal flow every time you make an update because you're always constantly improving it. So, you know what? Kudos to them. I'll admit that first. I led that thought off pretty wrong compared to the reality of it. But let me let my friends at Replit know that we are live streaming. I'm on live stream building with Replit. Hop in, say hi, let me know what you're building. I'll open it up. I'll say I'll open it up on stream. You can leave the links here or comment in chat. And I'll explain who I'm talking to. I don't think you guys can see the screen. I'm in Discord, so let me switch that over actually, so you guys can see what I'm doing. Big screen. And is it? Nope, it's still not showing that. Oh well, that's not important anyway. But I was in the Replit Discord telling the bros to come on over. And so there's a competition that I entered in, and I didn't realize. So I entered ClaudeWar into a competition. I believe I posted it on Facebook and X. I don't think I posted anywhere else, but unfortunately it was for Replit, but it was for projects built within the last few days. All good, but. And so I just found that out today because they announced the winners. Excuse me. So they announced the winners today, and I was looking into it, joined the Discord, and I was sad. I ain't gonna lie to you, chat. I was really sad because I thought ClaudeWar would have a chance, and it may have, but it was older than they wanted apps built within the last couple of days. So their motto is, what is it, ideas to software fast. So it makes sense. It makes sense. Would have loved to have that, that support, the AMAs and things, but you know. It's all good. Okay, let's see where we're at over on Replit. So basically, I just added a banner to ClaudeWar to let people know we're live. Now make the animation a proper hard blink on and off rather than a soft glow. All right, let's go to the preview and see. One thing that throws me off, and I could be doing it wrong, we're about to see. Okay, there it is. Join ClaudeWar Founders live stream. Boom, and it goes there. All right, and that in a nutshell is how easy it is to build with Replit. And the total time, just to run it back, if you're just popping in, make sure you like or share this. If you're coming from Replit community, leave your build link in the Discord, or you know, whatever link it is, if it's Replit, or just send the URL, maybe just send the Replit. I see why people are sending the Replit app now, because you know Replit is safe if somebody sends their native URL. I was looking in the Discord, I'm like, why is everybody sending the Replit.app? Because that seems unprofessional to present that until you realize how many internet scammers there are. So apologies, I was sending ClaudeWar.info. Obviously, I'm not that tight, but and now it makes sense because they added Replicache. And so if I'm sending ClaudeWar.info into the Replit Discord, people can view it there and they like it, but they can't, you know, Replicache is kind of like, actually, I don't know. They just teased it. They threw it out today. They say if you like a project, give them Replicache. Developers, you got sent Replicache, and I think it's for something later on. So before I go lying and saying what it's for or what it converts to, but shout out to Replit.com. I'm giving away. I got 3 30-day passes. So anyway, I'm giving that away to my community, and I'm going to extend that to the end of this stream. If you're interested in that, speak up and chat. So it's 3 free 30-day accesses to Replit.com, which is what I'm on now. And so I just built that banner just to let the visitors know I'm live. I'm gonna push it through. This is how easy it is to push through changes. While my app is in production with thousands of viewers, I'm making a change. I mean, thousands of users. I'm pushing a change now. And in just a minute or two, it'll be pushed through. So now anybody, which, sorry. Oh, and another thing I noticed with Replit, and then it threw me off, it may throw you off too. My stream lights give me a headache, if you're wondering about the glasses. So the development and production, a lot of like plugins work on production, but they might not work on development. And if you haven't figured it out yet, when you're building, it's pulling a lot of data from development, and you have to specifically ask if you're referencing live stats from production. Maybe there's a way they could make that a little smoother, or like it should be a twin of development, should be a twin of production. But I'm not a software engineer. So yes, I built all of this with Replit.com, but I'm not a software engineer. So I'm not trying to overstep, just like with all of these things on this globe, I'm not an expert on astronomy or military or space weather, but I know how to read and have really good context clues and, right, and I'm resourceful. And that's just about, and I got an ambition. I have ambition. That's about all it takes. And that's why I'm glad I have these free 30-day months or 30-day full access to Replit. They don't pay me. It's not like that. It's just, I think this, I don't think, I know this is the future. I told you guys in 2021, and my few friends that were around me, of course, I was like broke, you know, way out in the trenches. But you know, I made it happen with crypto, and I was telling my friends along the way, like, this is it, this is the way, this is like a modern gold rush, and there's a lot of opportunities, and AI is at the point where it's the same, and it won't always be you know what I mean? So I think the sooner the better you learn at least basic how to work with AI, how to use it to improve your revenue or to improve your life, to improve, the better, right? And so that's why they don't pay me. I just want to help people. I like helping people. And I think this is going to make, I saw, what is it? It's going to make tons of millionaires. And what was the last thing that had a lowish barrier to entry that also made a ton of new millionaires? Crypto, right? And so we're in like a period of time I would say is akin to the Industrial Revolution, as well as like the nuclear, what was that story, the guy who made the nuclear bomb? But anyway, let's check out this really quick. Let's check out the app. Boom, banner's working. People click on it. It lasts for 10 seconds. And it's that easy. It's that easy. And I'm about to check the chat. I need to pull that up on my phone. Yeah, that's much easier. Anyway, if you're coming from Replit, post your build, and you can post it in the Discord, it's fine, or in the chat. So I noticed a lot of people were asking for feedback on their apps, and so they have a competition, and you can find it on my X. I'll go ahead and repost it now. You can go check it out. They're giving away $2,500 cash every week and $2,500 in AI credits. And so it's every week, and you can just go to Replit.com and get that. Or just type in the chat if you have any questions. And so if you're just joining, I used Replit.com, it's right here, and broadcast a message. That one right there. And it took 30 seconds to do, so definitely check it out. And here is the giveaway link to get you guys set up, because I want people to take advantage of that. I kept saying, you know, like it's free 30 days. Like, just the only rules were tell me what you're gonna build, right? Just tell me what you're gonna build and retweet, like, type, you know? I'm gonna take this, like, the rules away. I think people are lazy, or either, like I said, there's a lot of things, a lot of people don't talk about how I followed accounts. Like, I have 22,000 followers. I grew the majority of them in crypto. The majority of them, you know, left and aren't active, and now I'm you know, for the last well, I guess almost a year now, as I started branching out into music and building and AI and live streaming, it's like building a whole new audience, really. The numbers are misleading, right? And I think that would be the case with a lot of influencers, but I think they supplement it with bots and things. I could be wrong. Could be wrong, but here it is. So this was my submission video, actually. All right, let's publish it. We should have our interactive world stage. We're waiting on this deploy. So what was happening was the AI agent operating the X account was getting intertwined with our web app. So I'm just going to separate the two completely instead of hosting them in like this same project. Easy fix. There we go. Okay. Okay, we got the lines. Now we just need to make sure they line up. Excellent. Check the new updates on ClaudeWar.info. So we went from that. So we have solar events. That was almost like day 2. Coronal mass ejection. This was from March 23rd. So this was from yesterday. This is the one yesterday. This was just a few days ago.
Satellite and comms disruption, military communications, and L-band and S-band significant blackouts in the northern latitudes.
The events that are displayed on this map affects the entire globe. So we got that's a missile strike from Iran to Israel. That just popped up. So that explains why we just saw more alert. So that was my submission video to Replit. And here's a giveaway. I'm putting it in the chat. It's for 30-day access. It should go out, but otherwise I'm going to retweet it on my page, extending the deadline until the end of the stream. I feel like I type fast as fuck, very fast. What do y'all think? I feel like I'm a very fast typer. I'm a nerd, I know. Also added, and I can't chew bubblegum and talk at the same time though. I also added an alert banner on ClaudeWar.info, so now all 4,000 plus of our users can tune in. On Pump Fun, and then Kick, Twitch, and all those other good places. Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, it's all the same. TBG, just G. And I'll show you all the stats. It's pretty cool. So extending the deadline for this giveaway until the end of the stream. Also added an alert banner. So now, but isn't that crazy? Like, I mean, I did that right in front of you. And of course, you know, that's a smaller thing. But it gives you an idea of like how fast. This is a live website. It's fully functioning. It's operational. It's got hundreds of people on. And in just a few seconds, hold on, let me close those down and let's do it again. ClaudeWar.info. There we go. So just in a few seconds, we added that, right? And yes, that was just a banner. But it could be anything, you know. It could be new data layers. I don't have to shut the app down. And that's what my friend asked me, you know, when I was showing him this. He's like, what if I push it live and I want to improve or update? Like, is that a difficult process or what? Answer is no. Not at all. It didn't interrupt any users at all. In fact, they would need to refresh to get the updates, right? So if you were an active user scrolling the globe, you would have had to refresh, but it comes right over here. to our Pump Fun stream. I think this is easier than linking a Kick. Kick's my favorite, but as like a ease of use for viewers. And then I think Pump Fun excelled on that. I really do. I think Pump Fun excelled on that. No, it doesn't look as, what am I trying to say? It doesn't look as complicated as Kick or Twitch. And I think that's actually plays into Pump Fun's favor, actually, so. Shout out to Pump Fun for providing a cool platform. It's slept on, and no, you know, they don't do everything perfect, but from the tech side, they keep it simple. And I always like the term, keep it simple, stupid. I don't know if anybody's heard that before. Deadline for this giveaway extended. Y'all were gonna let me just leave that typo. Extended until the end of the stream. Also added an alert banner on ClaudeWar.info. Live vibe code slash. So now all 4,000 of our users can tune in. Do I have auto tune on? That sounds like it a little bit. All right, so let's look at these numbers. Let's look at the numbers for ClaudeWar. ClaudeWar.info/admin traffic. And so this is password protected, but these are the stats for ClaudeWar.info. And this is the app that I built. It tracks tons, everything you can think of. Solar weather, military aircraft, asteroids, meteors that explode in the atmosphere. They're called fireballs. See a lot of that going around. Hey, and we just crossed 5,000 users. Let's go. Do I have a little cheers and applaud button? Probably somewhere. But anyway, averaging 721 users a day. I've built a lot of things. This is the most use of anything I've ever built. And this is only 6 days, so it says like last 7 days, but this dashboard only existed for 6. So in 6 days, actually, we've had 5,000 unique visitors, 3,400 of them fresh, new people. The rest of that 5,000 number are visitors returning. So that's another good sign. Almost double. That means people are using it and then coming back multiple times, right? And so that's great. And then these are the 48 hours that last, and so 1,400, almost 1,500 people, so 1,485 people directly went to ClaudeWar.info. So that means they purposely typed it in, ClaudeWar.info, which is great. And that means a lot of people are returning, like they're going to Chrome or they're going to a browser and putting in ClaudeWar.info. So I appreciate all the support. I mean, it's literally ran by you. It's funded by you. We haven't had much, right? So it's right now it's funded by me. But, the ClaudeWar tokens definitely helped from the creator fees. So that definitely has helped. And we've had one buy me a coffee, but I'm sure as more people use it and find it, and it's helpful. And, what they say, closed mouths don't get fed, right? So as I bring more attention to it, like, hey, so I just added some revenue means. So hopefully, I look at it like this. let's go back to that dashboard, but that's 5,000 people that, you know, could have seen your product or, you know, any company's product, right? So I added this advertising banner here, and it's on mobile under the chat as well. Because this ain't free. Ain't nothing free, right? And speaking of the token, I mean, it's doing good. It's doing good. Strongholders. People don't realize it's 26 days old. It says 5 days old right here, right? And that's what gets people confused because where's the actual date that it launched? It's on here. Well, we'll put it on the day. Dang it. There we go. So it was launched on March 4th. So a lot of people don't realize it's 24 days old. And so, yeah, see? It's 24 days old, and I have to give a shout out. What are those blue things? I just noticed that. Watching Space and the Earth with ClaudeWar. Oh, I guess it tracks the times I went live as well. But it's at 10K. It had a spike to around 45K. I keep building. And you know, in Discords and things, people pick on me like, oh, it's 3 weeks in, it's at 8K, it's at 10K, it's at 12K. It's only, you know, and then they pick on me when it goes higher. It's 3 weeks in, it's at 30K, it's at 40K market cap, it's at 50K market cap. They've been, you know, I get that intermittently throughout this last month, but it's like they're talking about new meme coins and things that don't survive a day. So at least this meme coin is well, how long ago? That was the 4th? At least this is 24 days old and it's still alive and still growing, and it still has me, a founder that's building for it, showing up every day. My grandma died 3 days in. You know, I want to pull that video up. It's still a little too soon, but I just want to see it. I didn't delete it. I didn't want to get rid of it. I was kind of like, did I really do that? Do I really want people to see that? And then I realized I don't really care. If I care about positive people, I don't care about, you know. But just, and also to put into perspective, like, how I'm dedicated I am to this, you know? Like, I went through this just a couple weeks ago. You know, I found my grandma passed away, and I did CPR on her. Trigger warning. And so that's kind of hard to look at, you know, but, you know. This is the last post I'm going to be able to make for it, probably a few hours. This is the last post I'm going to be able to make for it, probably a few hours. I'm just showing you I'm not bullshitting. Don't give up. Just know I'm not walking away. I got to deal with this, and I just wanted everybody to know, like, that's what's going on. Yeah, so I'm not entirely sure where my mind was at that point, but definitely a lot of shock there. That's the first time I looked at it since that day, to be honest. But again, just to put into perspective, like, you know, I had to handle that, and it just happened. And so I felt a moral obligation to let people know that I'd have to. And, you know, that was on like day 3. So that was 3 weeks ago. And I just wanted to let people know what was going on, why I might not be active right now. You see the numbers keep going up. It was 696 active today, and now it's it was 666 active today, now it's 698. So that's 30 some people that clicked on and saw this about our live stream. That's a pretty wild video, right? Yeah. It ain't real easy to watch, I'm gonna lie. But yeah, so we got the traffic. You see it jump there, 258 to 261. I'm so grateful for the growth of this. And now when they join in, they'll see this. Join ClaudeWar Founders live stream, priority transmission, boom. Right? Okay, let's open up on the map. Let's look at these new data layers. I'm still building them out, so it's a financial intel. So we added tons, everything. At this point, we've touched every industry. If we can pull data for it, I'm gonna add it. You see it's got the info cards just like we have for the military aircraft, right? Now we have it for the assets. We have it for the trade choke points. Right, check that out. Let me make mine just a little smaller. There we go. And we all look at that. I'm gonna go grab a water bottle and be right back. And then we'll get in some more into what is being built. And if you have any builds, make sure you send them in. Shout out to the Replit community. My wife made blueberry biscuits, homemade blueberry biscuits. Oh my goodness. And as I was saying, shout out to the support from my hometown. My mom's so funny. She's like, you gotta stop cussing. And she's not wrong. She's not wrong just because I want to be great, you know? These lights kill my headache. They kill my head. These stream lights, they give me a headache. That's why I wear glasses, if you're wondering. Let me get this shared around. And make sure you do the same, whatever platform you're on. Where we at? Big screen. Where is that coming from, chat? Oh, I see. I'm not sure, because I have it on big screen, but they're still showing that. I'm trying to show like whatever I see, you guys see. So I'll get that. Give me one sec. We're going to do display capture. There we go. New source, we'll call it new all seer. Boom. There we go. And let's pull it down so it's not covering my face. Well, there we go. See me? Bottom left. Cool, cool, cool. And we'll pull it down a little bit more so you can see my little words. I named this the new all-seer. Oh, see, there's something right there. It says Studio One. I don't know why. That should be. Oh, okay. Can you guys still hear me? Mic check, mic check. Yeah, you can still hear me. Great. All right, forward we go. Where were we? Okay, so the choke points, you can analyze it. Ooh, meant to zoom out. That didn't work out. All right, zoomed out. This is a choke point. And let's run AI analysis. And I want to improve the text, and I get it. I've had people tell me, and I can see it. The text needs to be a little bit bigger, but we just analyzed. We just used AI analysis to explain what is Bosphorus, right? Let me share this. Hop in the live stream. What is this video of? Okay, it's me showing what I added. Cool, cool, cool. And my kick and everything else, Pump Fun is free. You don't even have to log in, just click on the link. But if you must, everything else is TBG_just G. TBG_just G. Let's pin that. And this is the Telegram. As you can see, I'm sitting here talking and typing to you. Like it's an AI agent running these social accounts. This is the Telegram. You guys can see that? Yeah. So those are buys on the coin, and this is the bot posting on its own. ClaudeWar bot. At 12:59, that was 20 minutes ago, I was sitting here talking to you guys. 12:43. Some people, it's been a long time. I think we've proved this is not a LARP. But, when I'm able to show behind the scenes, why not? Right, so all of these posts, missile strike alerts, that's not me sitting here doing that. Or I could never schedule posts for real-time events as they happen. You know what I mean? But I also get it because what this is really phenomenal. And tying back into what I was saying about the hometown support being more than what I've ever experienced, and even with music or crypto or life or really anything, I think this is, a lot of people see the potential in this, and there's not a lot of people where I come from, but I feel like in general that's building things like this, and I'm interested in it. And as I mentioned earlier, I've had some losses the past month or so. So it's been a nice distraction. I found a new passion in geopolitical happenings and war. How do I say? War machinery, tactics. I've always been into crypto and different assets. So now I'm able to go a step deeper. And again, all of this is logged. So it's creating, its official name would be an open source intelligence terminal. It's no longer open source because it costs to keep this going, especially to keep building it, to keep it running. We crashed for the first time today, so I had to double the CPU and RAM and things from I use Replit.com to host, so I had to double that. So I closed down the APIs. And so for the user, this will be free, but for like companies, there were 4 different entities scraping my APIs, and that means they were basically pulling my data and using it for developing something they were developing, and that's when I realized, the Bloomberg terminal, we'll look into the prices of that. Let's ask Claude. How does ClaudeWar.info compare to the Bloomberg terminal? Be honest and factual. It's okay if ClaudeWar.info falls short in some areas or dominates across the board, as long as it's facts. Measure in a way that makes sense. And so, yeah, like, there's nobody that I know of doing things like this where I'm from. And so, again, shout out to Virginia, shout out to Carolina, and all the people that are reaching out to me, reaching out to my family, and asking about it. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And also, if I can do it, you can do it. I give you the sauce, as they say. For my process, I build right here in front of you. And I'm easy to reach, Learn it, it's the future. AI is the future, crypto is the future. Or wait until you're forced to and play catch up. Because there's some nuances. It's not like I'm just typing, build this app, pull all of this NASA data in real time, put it here, right? It's not quite like that by any stretch of the imagination. What view do we have it on? You guys can see everything? Yeah. Just like I like it. Transparent. Let's pin this. And let's go over to the ClaudeWar account and pin it. And the X is growing pretty big too. Late night live stream, there we go. Is that it? Nah, let's get the one with the links. Here we go. ClaudeWar founder, who's that? On X. We'll lead with that. ClaudeWar pump. Fun, X, kick. I'm a pretty fast typer, right? X, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Multi-stream for the win. Where's the at? I'm blind. I'm legally blind. YouTube and, what did I just say? I feel like my mom was watching us like, boy, if you don't take those damn glasses off. ClaudeWar founders live on ClaudeWar Pump Fun X. We'll just say founder. That's repetitive. Founder is live. Join the live stream. I like this tagline, powered by you and ClaudeWar. Boom. I see the new update to X. Now they don't have that checkbox. So I don't know if this is just sending it to the community. Is it automatically sending it to everyone? Because on mobile, it's that A/B testing. If you don't know what that is, look it up. But they're using the A/B testing thing for this. And I'm in the category where it's split on mobile. I have the option to share just with the community and not the timeline. But on desktop, I don't have the option. So. Also, what do you guys think about Discord for ClaudeWar? So yeah, if you're just tuning in, we added this alert, and I'll toggle it whenever I go live, and it's just right there in the middle. Join ClaudeWar Founders live stream. People click it, boom, leads to the pump fund. Hop and live stream. Did I spell that wrong? Also, I'm the only one able to delete comments on the chat. I got to be able to mod, or I got the other moderators can too. If you were wondering, join the live stream. Give me feedback or suggestions. All right, let's turn on all the layers. So we have, and so give me ideas about the UI again. I think it's great. I think it's more than great. I think it's perfect, but anything can be better. As I was saying, I understand why Elon, even though it can be frustrating as a user, doesn't always give ever about all the updates they constantly make to the user interface. And the user interface, for example, on ClaudeWar, everything you see is the user interface. The user interface on X, everything you see on X, right? And so I get it as I'm building this, and I guess he's in a similar situation, except the company he's running has millions of users, and he bought it when it was not profitable. And so, it's not like he could just shut it down and then fix it. When you got already millions of users, why kill your momentum? Just fix it in public. And so that's very much so what I'm doing. I'm building and fixing this in front of you in public. Sometimes even on live stream, in fact, the whole first 100 hours. So it looks like we have some shelter-in-place alerts, unless that was old. Let me refresh it. I'm not sure if this was an older tab that could have been lingering, but we'll see. So I'm turning on, I'll zoom in over here on the left, and I'll work, I'm constantly improving it. We just started with these 4: military flights, shelter alerts, missile strikes, and then we added, and boats, maritime intel. We added asteroid watch, fireballs, solar events, the International Space Station track over the Earth, and then you can also watch live views of the International Space Station. Fireballs, that's been going real viral on X. Somebody asked me their opinion, so let me tag him in this next post. We have zodiac overlays, planetary, retrograde, ingress alerts, dwarf planets, spacecraft, deep space. Let me give you an example of that. This might be Voyager, if I'm not mistaken. No, that was Parker Probe. Closest spacecraft ever to the sun, studying solar wind and the corona. And then you can see an AI analysis, and it'll give you all the significance of it, the current status, and more. Let's look at these Israeli shelter-in-place alerts. Looks like 10 cities. Fortunately, it's very difficult to get Israeli shelter-in-place orders outside of Israel. They have a block. They don't. So I didn't do anything illegal. I didn't hack into anything. I mean, I didn't do anything wrong building this. So there was workarounds that do the same Israel shelter-in-place alerts, live feeds in real time for people outside of Israel. It's like a mirror. So they, and so it's the official organization that puts out these, and you may have seen them. So when Iran over here, dun, 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 they send missiles to Israel, Israel puts out these alerts. ClaudeWar tracks that. Not only does it track it, it announces it. So let's go over to the X. I'll show you, because they happen fast. They don't stay around that long. As soon as the threat of incoming missiles is over, they go away. The missile barrages, it varies, right? There's 3i Atlas. There's a news headline from Reuters, Intel update, 1 month into Iran war. Is it Iran or Iran? I asked you guys that earlier. Is it Iran or Iran? Let me know in the chat. There's a shelter alert right there, 25 minutes ago. And so when they start, it logs it in real time, but they happen so fast. Sometimes some of them may only last 30 seconds to 2 minutes. When they pop up on the feed, they're live, but I added a delay. So that way, the one sometimes it's literally 30 seconds to a minute, and then they go away. So it'll linger long enough for, and look, as soon as the alerts came, the missile strike. You see? So if you were using this globe, you would have known about the missile strikes before the headlines. And this is a headline. Iran guards say carried out attacks on Israel, U.S. forces in Gulf. Right? And so, yeah, so that, because they happen so quickly, there's a linker. So when they pop up, it's at the same time that Israeli citizens are getting notified. Solar flares, there's been a lot of those recently, very high activity. ClaudeWar is the first on the X to report those as well. So let me go over here and give you an example of like the first time. And then look, I'll get it into fireballs. We track fireballs too. ClaudeWar, from ClaudeWar, and what we're gonna do, we are going to do, let's do solar. We also do astronomy news, including all events, and geopolitical news. I'll constantly be expanding my filters because we get headlines from Google RSS, or access to the news. The moment headlines come in, ClaudeWar posts it on X, and on the app, you'll see you can click on, we'll go to United States, right? And that's a fireball. There's one in Ohio just a few days ago. There's a lot of fireballs, and we'll talk about that in a second. So the USA, incoming transmission. So all of the ClaudeWar AI agent, when you click on those red dots, those are conflict zones. Yes, the USA is a conflict zone. It's in a conflict right now with Iran and with a lot of other countries. It's just a fact. The homeland is safe, but it's, so that as soon as you click on a conflict zone, the news headlines adjust. The AI agent filters all of the pertinent headlines news to that feed now, right? As it comes out, and it also goes out on X. So then click another, Russia, boom. Refilters, now it gives you, and then it draws lines to what areas are referenced. This was Moscow and Iran, Moscow and Iran, Moscow and Iran. We have astronomy news now with this. And also, I'm going to be adding financial markets. Let's pull up the financial markets. I think I have them up. I'm going to have to readjust how the UI on this panel is. We keep adding so many things. I added a scroll bar, but I still feel like I could improve it. So the scroll bar is a little, yeah, there we go. All right, so let's turn on choke points, and I'll cut some other data layers off. So I just turned on, and so I added the financial market layer today. This is in beta, so keep that in mind. So let me cut some of these other layers off. Let's cut, well, we'll leave the shelter alerts on. All right, so there's the International Space Station. You can view it in real time without ever leaving the app. Of course, it's off now. Y'all saw what happened in the last stream. If not, go on the X. I'll post it on the YouTube in the morning, YouTube and TikTok. But see, isn't that beautiful? They adjust. This is a different view than before, but that is, I guess, about 8:43. That's about 4 hours ago. When it goes over sensitive, when they either do maintenance or it goes over sensitive locations, they cut the feed. Right now, it's not live. They cut the feed. They have various reasons, but that was just a view of the past. It's pretty beautiful, right? The fact you can view the International Space Station, like in space above our heads in real time, right? It's pretty wild. What's up, NFT? How you doing, bro? Okay. We were pulling up solar. Let's put, there it is, March 25th. I think there was one before that. We'll just put geomagnetic. There we go. Latest was March 26th. That was a brief. So we use NOAA, NOAA, National. All right, let's make sure. Oh, back to the Bloomberg. So we'll get to Bloomberg, then we'll go into NOAA, then we'll go into Fireballs. With a brief pit stop at the American Meteor Society. I need to get in touch with them so I can track more Fireballs, because NASA's really slow with that. They're great with everything else, near-Earth objects, new asteroids as they pass the Earth, that is their closest point. They, but the Fireball data, they're really slow about. So the Bloomberg terminal is $27,000 a year. ClaudeWar cost right now is $0. ClaudeWar server cost about $12,000 a year currently. So if you use the app, support the app. The links, if you haven't looked at the top, you can get the docs. There's 3i Atlas, speaking of. But you can get the X community, you can find the X, the docs, and the support. You can support with debit or credit via the Buy Me a Coffee. And there's all EVM like Ethereum, BNB addresses, XRP address with the tag, Bitcoin and Sol, and then the ClaudeWar meme coin, which is over here on Dex or Pump Fund if you're coming from there. All right, so the Bloomberg terminal. Summarize the Bloomberg terminal for a new person just hearing about it in a few sentences. Do the same for ClaudeWar. Bloomberg Terminal is a professional financial data platform used by Wall Street traders, hedge funds, and banks. It costs $27,000 a year per seat and gives you real-time prices on virtually every financial instrument on earth, plus news, analytics, and a private messaging. Whoa. See, I've never paid $27,000 for this, so didn't know they had a private messaging network till now, used by finance professionals globally. It's an industry standard for serious money. ClaudeWar, a free real-time intelligence platform built by one person that tracks global events on an interactive 3D globe, military aircraft, naval vessels, conflict zones, missile strikes, space weather, asteroids, and financial markets, all in one place. Every data point is cross-correlated and analyzed by AI in real time, built in 24 days, free to anyone with the browser. All right, so back to the comparison. And I said, don't take it easy on me, AI. This is Claude AI, Claude.ai. I said, don't take it easy on me. Just give me the facts, whether, it doesn't come close or it does. All right. So let me be straight with you, he says. Oh, they say that when it gets real-time tick data, Bloomberg, yes, no, ClaudeWar, minute delay. Okay. Asset coverage, 500,000 assets, ClaudeWar, 20. Let me cook. I just added assets today. But no, I want to be realistic, but to also see the direction, historical data, decades deep, ClaudeWar, just a few weeks, none currently, right? But we're logging it, and we're going to add that as a subscription model. So you can basically go to ClaudeWar.info and scroll back through all of these data layers through any day. That's why the longer the time goes by, the stronger this platform gets because of that data. So you'll be able to walk it back through different dates, and everything that we track, you'll be able to play it on, on demand, right? And that includes military aircraft movement. That includes ship movement. And speaking of ship movement, I'm going to go over here to Replit and say, double check the maritime vessels as they aren't loading on desktop. Check all layers are as they should be. And I don't believe in going straight to Replit, so I'm actually going to take the time, come back over here to Claude and put this in and say, give me a prompt for Replit to double check the maritime vessels as they aren't loading on the desktop, then check all layers as they should be. Make sure mobile doesn't have the same problem. And then I'm going to copy that back over. And it's that simple. So that way, I didn't have to think of all this. I didn't have to type all this. But I did give the thought, and then I used the AI to make, that way you work as efficiently as possible. Because Replit.com, you get X amount of credits to start. And once you go past those credits, so the things are going to take a lot of, depending on the app or the website, there's going to be multiple iterations done. But you want to be as efficient, right? You want to, have as little overhead as possible. And when you're in, building like this, you got to think about that. So you want the prompts, because this right here is what actually builds this right here and this right here. And so this is live. Let's refresh this. So we were at, so far today, since 4 hours ago, or 8 p.m. EST, 12 a.m. UTC, that's when the new day starts. So 4 hours ago, 275. This is the last time we refreshed. Last 24 hours, 880. 693 of those were new. Last 7 days, 3,420 unique visitors, 5,000 overall. A lot of those people came back, and we're averaging 720. Well, it just went up 725, but let's refresh. Sometimes the dashboard needs a reboot. Oh, there we go. You see from this time yesterday is down 21%. Sorry, it'll catch up by the end of the day. Yesterday at this time we had 352. It was also Thursday, you know, not a Friday night. Oh well, but anyway, great growth. Very grateful for the support. Yesterday 947, day before that 830, day before that 790. Right, so there's a, looks like this is where we started it. So really only been 5 full days. Five full days of tracking this. But, so this is the real picture of what the sun, how the sun is observed by NOAA. Solar activities at a cycle peak. And I actually retweeted this and asked Grok to verify. But I'll do it again. Hey Grok, verify this information from ClaudeWar was accurate. The AI agent pulls it from NASA. Wait, no. And then maps it on ClaudeWar.info before broadcasting it to X. And we'll just leave it at that, make it real simple. Normally Grok responds, sometimes he doesn't. Let's see if he does. It usually takes a minute. Nah, keep it up, developer. I like the quotation marks. I like that guy. He's been real supportive. And the whole community's, I mean, pretty solid. I think, you know, it's a very small community on the token side for now. I think because it's pretty fantastic what we're doing in this time, but like this is the best time to build, to really stand out. And so when the momentum starts, it's already started. You know, I feel like that guy. And either way, I keep building. And I think that's the key. Like, that's the key. Just keep showing up, keep building. That's the thing is, you know, an entrepreneur, when you build or do anything, you lead a team, you, a boss at work, or you own your own business, like it doesn't matter what task it is actually, whether you're an employee or you work for somebody else, or you're looking for a job, or you have no job, but you won't, like, what's the first thing? It's showing up. It's just showing up. Like, just show up for the day. Sometimes things get hard, right? And that, you, like, I know, speaking personally for me, just showing up, like, I just tell myself, just show up. When it's hard to, like, I just focus on just showing up, like, put myself in position to do something great. To get work done, to get my work out there, to get my work completed, to get things done, just show up, right? Let me make sure the whole screen can be seen. Yeah, let's set this so it fits through the whole screen. Sorry, chat, give me 1 sec. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Yeah, we want that fit the screen. There we go. Cool. Let's see if the International Space Station is live. Yep, they're live. And so this is the live view of the International Space Station. You don't even have to leave the ClaudeWar.info app. Real cloudy, where is it? It's over here. It moves super fast. That's Russia, yeah? Yeah, Russia. And this is the live view. Where's the volume? There it is. And so I don't hear anything from it now, but a few days ago, let me pull those videos up. I was just posting about this. Right here. All right, check this out. I didn't hear this until I made this edit.
Crazy on my app that I made that lets me track a bunch of things, including the International Space Station. And you got to turn your sound up because the second time you can hear something, and you're not even supposed to hear sound in space. What are we looking at?
Somewhere between now. So there was a sound last time. It was very faint, but it was a buzzing, like there was a mic on, but nothing to hear.
The
I
International
thought
Space Station, and you got to turn your sound up because the second time you can hear something, and you're not even supposed to hear sound in space. What are we looking at?
somewhere between now and 5 minutes, this stream is gonna cut. I'm just interested to see. Or no, let's just maybe keep it where it's at. You see that flash?
Oh, what is that?
No idea. I looked into it.
Flash of light?
Said it could have been cosmic rays. It could have been lightning. That didn't make sense to me. Yeah.
So
I
at
don't
this
know.
point,
I don't know.
which is a couple of minutes ago,
And that's on our
it's
app.
like a flash. We can see it again. It's not going to be easy. Slow it down.
Boom. There it is.
Whoa.
And did you hear that rumble?
Y'all
You
saw
really
that, right?
gotta have headphones, or you gotta have headphones, or like a Bluetooth speaker. That's how I heard it. I could hear it through these very faint, but through my phone I couldn't hear anything. Let me see. Maybe I can turn it up just a little bit for you guys. If you're just tuning in, make sure to share the stream, like, subscribe, depending on the platform.
Y'all saw that, right?
All right, listen to this
Slow
sound.
it down.
Flash.
Whoa.
Did you hear that?
Y'all saw that, right?
What the fuck? Excuse my language. What was
Y'all
that?
saw that, right? Watch this part of the screen. It could have been just my eyes playing tricks. And then notice like the light changes. Look at the Earth. You see it's headed towards the East Coast.
So this was over the United
See,
States.
like the Earth kind of gradually, again, it's moving at like 20. That flash right there, what the fuck is that? It's moving to where it should be getting darker. I understand that.
So that was interesting, but like I said, I didn't notice it during the stream.
Notice like the light and then notice like the light changes. Look at the Earth. You see it's headed towards the East Coast. So you can see like the Earth kind of gradually, again, it's moving at like 20. That flash right there, what the fuck is that? It's moving. Whoa.
You hear that? I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but
Whoa.
it sounds like something big. I don't. It sounds big. I don't like a grumbling, like a rumble, but a mechanical.
Whoa.
right? I don't know. Anybody else hear that in the chat? Maybe I'm tweaking. But either way, I've never seen anybody, well, not never seen, just period. Nobody's ever built anything like this, and it's in its infancy, so I look forward to keep building it. Replit, that ding you heard was Replit. It should have worked for a while there. 10 minutes. 10 minutes of work. How much did it cost me? Just to flex on Replit's part, $2. $2. And it did the work it would take like a software engineer a couple days, a few days. It did it in 10 minutes and $2. To get this, you do have to be a core member, but they will let you try it for free at replit.com. And I'm doing that giveaway on my X for 30-day free access. I have 4. I'm giving it to 4 people. I extended that until the end of the stream. So let me pull this over to Claude and say, Replit said this. Claude will summarize it. Let me know what it means in terms I can understand, because I'm not a software engineer. I'm a resourceful person who's curious. That's an excellent diagnostic. 2 real bugs found a fix. Bug 1 was the big one. So every single layer was dependent on the strikes layer. I thought I was noticing that. So basically they said there was a bug that if I didn't have the strike layers on, none of the other layers would work properly. Anyone who never clicked strikes would see broken layers silently. This was a structural issue that probably affected more users than I realized. Bug 2 was a data mismatch. Vessels were all rendering the same color because of the numeric AIS codes from the API never got translated. Now cargo, tankers, fishing, military, and tugs all render distinct colors. Cool, which also makes the globe significantly more useful visually, which you should verify now on your end. Okay, great. Let's go ahead and publish all those fixes. I'm excited to see what that looks like, because I've been having issues with the buttons and especially the ships and things in the ocean. Since I built it, I'm excited to see what the fix looks like. So we'll see. Let's open the financial layer. As I said, we added commodities, crude oil, Brent crude, gold, silver. Natural gas, Baltic Dry Index equities. We added for equities S&P 500, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, and then crypto, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, Solana, Hyperliquid, and that's just the start of our database. Just the start. Oh, Tron. I didn't say Tron. We have AI analysis of the assets. And I'm going to add a chart on this pop-up too. I need to map that out. I might start doing that during this stream. The current price of Tron stands at 31 cents with a 24-hour change. We need to adjust that. It could be possible from the time that it hasn't moved any, right? But I doubt it. The global risk environment, and you can see objects, they move in real time. Like all of this is in real time, from the aircraft to the deep spaceships to the asteroids. The Earth's constantly spinning, you know. All right. And the world, the solar system doesn't revolve around the Earth. The quite opposite, exactly, right? All right, so the global risk environment, as reflected by the VIX index at 31.05 and the 25 active global conflicts, is likely affecting the crypto markets. The elevated VIX and the number of ongoing conflicts indicate heightened market volatility, which is very true, and uncertainty, very true, can impact investor sentiment and trading activity in the crypto space. In the near-term outlook, the Tron market may continue to be influenced by broader global risk environment. Investor and traders should closely monitor development in the geopolitical landscape and their potential impact on the crypto markets. These factors could contribute to the future and price movement and sentiment for Tron. So I'm going to improve that. I'm going to think, I like the data, but I'm going to think how can the AI analysis, we reframe ClaudeWar to give an analysis that would be more practical for why people would really want it, right? Let's look at some of the choke points. Oh, let's refresh. Let's see. All right, refresh. It should be much better now. There we go. Yep, ships instantly load. All right, that's great. We just fixed that for mobile and desktop. So now your button problems should be over. We need to make that scroll bar more sensitive for mouse clicks. It works fine for touchscreen, but easy fixes. I don't think there's any retrogrades. Let's remove that, and ingress alerts. We'll put comments up there. Then for the financial markets, this is the first of many. So we have crude, Brent crude. When you click on the asset, a card comes up. You can look at the price, 24-hour change, the trend, the VIX, fear and greed monitor on that one line, and then correlated choke points. And for Brent crude, choke points are Bab el Mandeb, I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, the Strait of Hormuz and the Suez Canal. All of them are at high risk. Lots of volatility, as we know. Lines up, checks out, right? Let's look at another. This is Bosphorus. Let's break this one down, choke point, and then we'll go to the Hormuz Strait, the one everybody's been hearing about. And I think I need to fix something on that, so we'll go over there next. So this is am I saying that right? Bosphorus. And one second, we look over at Replit. That's wild, right? All of that work, 668 lines read, 50 actions completed, 7 lines of code changed or written in total for $2. And it really made our app a lot better. We've been dealing with those button problems for weeks. All right. So for the AI analysis, current vessel traffic situations, let's move this card up and then zoom in. The Bosphorus choke point is currently experiencing a vessel count of 17 over the last 2 hours, which falls within the normal range. The stress level is reported as normal, indicating no significant congestion or disruptions in the maritime traffic flow through this critical waterway. Energy market correlation and supply risk. The current WTI and Brent crude oil prices at $99.64 and $112.57 respectively have experienced notable 24-hour changes of 5% and 4% increase. This price volatility suggests a potential correlation between the vessel traffic situation and the energy market. You know, this is like very, it's pretty important information and as real time as possible. As I improve it, so the prices of all of these assets, except cryptos in real time, if I'm not mistaken, but the commodities, equities, there's a couple minute lag, but that's why I don't have the charts up. When I add the charts, it'll be instant, you know. Still helpful for the purpose of it being here, but I want everything in real time. And so, yeah, so the AI breaks it down. And the Strait of Hormuz, let's go there. And again, this is streamer friendly now. If you stream, pull this up, share it with me. I'll make sure we, the community gives us some love. All right, the Strait of Hormuz. Vessel count 0. So 0 have passed. I've noticed there's so many that are just sitting here. They never go out through there. Oops. Let's go back. Again, this is my app, ClaudeWar. Vessel count 0. I want to check that. Like, I don't think 0 have went through. Signal VIX at 31, oil up 5.5%, geopolitical risk pricing detected, gold up 2%, S&P down 1.7%, safe haven rotation underway. Like, this is high net worth people definitely value this. Anybody that's in the markets value this. Anybody that trades macroeconomics, so anybody that's intelligent, you know, this information is very relevant and only going to improve. Current vessel traffic situation and stress assessment. I'm going to immediately fact check this. I know there's a Iran-Israel war going on, right? I know that, but 0 in 24 hours seems weird. Let's check. And briefly explain what a choke point is and its significance. A few sentences. And then I'll say, secondly, verify the accuracy of the data from the Strait of Hormuz on the ClaudeWar.info pop-up card. Let's see what comes up. I misspelled sport. Apex, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Let me refresh. I don't know why the chat's tweaking for me tonight. If I'm missing any comments, I'm sorry, but I can't see it on X. If you comment on X, I'm pretty sure I can see it. A shout out to our holders on ClaudeWar. Shout out to all the. It's only one, so only one person has bought me a coffee. If you use the app, you find it useful. If you're just tuning in, we added a feature. Whenever I'm live, there's a priority transmission. Beep, beep. Click on it. It links you to our live stream over here on Pump Fund. You don't have to have an account. You don't have to sign in with the wallet. You can watch for free. I was saying earlier, shout out to them because, I mean, that's simplicity, really. And as I said yesterday on X, you don't have to know anything about crypto to use this app. In fact, when we add revenue, crypto will be accepted, but just like support. So if you use this app right now, you don't have to pay anything. You get a lot of good info from it. You can click on this buy me a coffee link, boom, and enter any dollar amount you'd like. All of it goes to me, and help keep the lights on. Big shout out to Ahmed who's done that. Nobody's sent crypto yet, but a lot of people supporting the token. Those creator fees help with the server, the subscription costs to Replit, the AI credits to build, you know, the time to do it. So let's see where we're at on the numbers. So just today we've had 292 visitors. And like we were saying, so if all our users, which almost half of them use it and then return, as we see from the numbers. 3,400 unique people, 5,000 total. So that means a lot of those people came back, right? So if everybody even gave just $1, that would cover costs for the next 4 to 5 months, you know? Not mandatory, just letting you know. Let's see what Claude said. A choke point is a narrow stretch of water that a large portion of global trade, especially oil, must pass through. Their strategic bottlenecks. If one gets blocked, disrupted, or closed, it can spike energy prices, strand cargo, and trigger economic shockwaves worldwide. Militaries and markets watch them obsessively because whoever controls a choke point controls leverage over the global economy. Strait of Hormuz card accuracy check. Every data point on the card checks out, and the picture is actually more alarming than the card conveys. Vessel count, accurate. The IRGC announced on March 27th that the strait is closed to any vessel going to and from ports of the U.S., Israel, and their allies. Only 16 AIS-owned crossings were observed in the entire week of March 15th through the 22nd. 0 vessels in a 2-hour window is right. Wow. That says it all in terms of the severity of what's going on out there. And see the boats, ships you can click on, and those same cards come up. I want to fix the cards. I want to make them a little bit more reactive. WTI, crude oil. Currently around $99, it's up 5.4%. Wow. See, I want to be able to move that. Oh, I'm zoomed in. Am I? Yeah, we'll fix that. And these are the ones I just added. So all these financial markets are just added. Straight. All right, let's zoom that out just a little bit to give perspective of what we're looking at. We also have a scroll at the bottom, and you can click on these headlines. Yeah, we need to fix that. Oh, there we go. It finally went off. You can click on these headlines. It'll take you to the source. And again, you can scroll to different regions. So this one's 5 injured in the UAE. I'm not sure why these news headlines give my CPU the most trouble. I don't know why. Maybe it's all the ads. Yeah, it's definitely all the ads. It gives my CPU hell. Iran warns UAE of strikes on energy, nuclear facilities amid potential U.S. moves near Clark Island. And these are from local, this is from Kurdistan. Aggregated from Google, RSS, live feeds. That's crazy about the Strait of Hormuz. Financial markets being live on this Hormuz Strait info. Pop-ups. Include links plus CA. And I not like a lot of these posts, especially that are fact-based. I was so against AI But for the sake of saving time, and I craft the prompt or change words to how I want it, I'm not so critical of it. But I mean, I still feel like there's levels to effort. Like, so like low effort AI posts still get on my nerves. I won't lie. Maybe I'm being hypocritical. Straight of, oh, I didn't mean to do it over that. Well, why not? Yeah, let's not. Let's do it with the one that matches. There we go. Strait of Hormuz has 0 vessels, in the last 2 hours. Iran shut it down. 20% of the world's oil flows there. WTI, crude oil, 546. Brent up 422. VIX, extreme fear. ClaudeWar now shows. It's live. Click any choke point on the globe and get an AI intel card with vessel counts, stress levels, and correlated oil prices and geopolitical signals in real time. Yes. Financial markets are now live on the terminal. Commodities, crypto, equities, all correlated with active conflict zones and military vessel data. On top of space events. So we got the sky covered. We got the sky covered. We got the sea covered. Air. Wait, I said that twice. We got sky, sea, land, space, and finance. I hate it adds that free no login. Just leave it at ClaudeWar.info. I already said that. Alerts sent live to community 2 and powered by. Let's look up the Strait of Hormuz. Let's see what it looks like. I'm sure there's I want to look up a couple of these live actually. Damn it, chat. Y'all see what I did, right? And I hate editing. So I'm just gonna go back and delete it in a second. I forgot to add the whole picture, chat, of my app. Bruh. There we go. Over here nervous. Y'all got me nervous, chat. Sorry. Okay. Let's try that again. And then let's go look up some choke points. Bruh, why is that not posting? I'm literally... Okay, I'll just paste the picture in. Control V's not working. That's what it was. All right. Let's see if it works like that. Yeah, it did. Because look, when you edit a post, it kills the potential reach of that post. I'm not sure why they added an edit for it to impact the reach so much, but they did. So if you want maximum reach and like you care about it, and you, instead of editing, just delete the post and do it how you want, because that edited on the post is gonna affect the reach in a negative way. Going back to, all right, choke points of Hormuz Strait, or sorry, Strait of Hormuz, rather. So you can see, let me zoom in for you guys. Crude oil has increased by 5.4%, while Brent has risen by 4.2%. This price volatility is likely linked to the active supply risk signals, suggesting potential concerns about the availability of or reliability of the energy supplies, in this case oil, originating from or passing through the Strait of Hormuz, of course. And yeah, so you can go to ClaudeWar.info. We have that one. And then there was one, I'm like, that looks like it's in an exotic place. It's not this one. This one is the Suez Canal. Am I saying that right? Djibouti. That one's right outside Djibouti. That it's oil too. But these choke points are major shipping lanes, a lot of times for oil, but like, let's look up one. Did we log any outside of this region? Thought there was one. Like down here, maybe? Yeah, there it is. We need to make it more visible. The Malacca, because like you can't see the Malacca right there. So let's fix that. It's 2:22 here on the East Coast of America. Why am my Control V working? Anybody know why that my Control V would stop pasting? That's annoying. The Strait of Malacca is hard to view, to zoom in to see it. What is their major transport commodity? And this is just giving you an idea of like how I build with AI. I use Replit.com. And see that what I'm talking about, it was hard to see that, and really BNB. And then I'm gonna ask, let's ask, why is BNB there? I'm sure it's because that's maybe where it's registered. Probably where it's registered. It's making me manually hit paste there. Also, why is BNB located there? I'm not saying change it, just factually curious. Is that where BNB is registered? Cool. And shout out to everybody that's coming over from the website. So when I started streaming, if you remember, we were at 666 a couple hours ago. Now you see there's active today, 705. 705. So if you're coming in from this alert that I added while I was in stream that I'm proud of. Hello, good to meet you. I'm G. I'm glad you're enjoying the app. Don't forget to support it. Support could be a follow on the X. It could be hitting this support drop down. It exists in the menu on mobile as well on the bottom left. And support could mean you donate $1 on the Buy Me a Coffee link in the support tab, or you send crypto to any of these addresses, or you buy the meme coin. Or your support could just be retweeting a post, telling a friend, whatever you can do. It's much appreciated. All right, where were we? Oh, Claude and the Strait of Malacca. The choke point marker is too small at the default. Worth adding to the Replit task list, make choke point markers larger, add a label that's visible without zooming. Major commodity through the Strait of Malacca. Let's pull up YouTube. MALA. So it's 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 2 minutes. All right. Yeah, let's look
The
at
Strait
this
of Malacca, a narrow waterway that stretches for about 900
First, big on source and credit. This is Horizon Geopolitics on YouTube.
kilometers between the Malay Peninsula and the Indonesian island of Sumatra, holds monumental strategic importance in global trade and security. This strait is one of the most critical shipping lanes in the world, being the shortest sea route between the Indian Ocean and the South China Sea, and serves as the primary shipping channel for the transportation of oil to major East Asian economies such as China, Japan, and South Korea. Close to 1/3 of global crude oil traverses through this route, affirming its position as one of the most significant shipping lanes globally, more specifically
Hold on, what did they say?
China, Japan, and South Korea. Close to
Japan.
1/3 of global crude oil traverses through this route, affirming its position
1/3 goes through there, so that's a lot. That's more than the 1/5
as one of the
Hormuz.
most significant shipping lanes globally. More specifically for Japan, the straits function as an indispensable conduit, as over 80% of the nation's oil imports pass through them. For China in particular, 75% of its total oil consumption is constituted by oil brought in from overseas and translates to an estimated 60% of China's entire oil supply navigating through this narrow waterway that spans a mere 1.5 miles in width. The economic
That's why they're choke points. They're called choke points, and that's why we log them as such. Over here on my app, see, we added the financial intel, just zooming in there for you. Crude, Brent crude, gold, silver, natural gas, the Baltic Dry Index. We need to get that updated. Equities, S&P, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, crypto. Oh, we need to get those 24 hours updated too. Well, let's add that to the list right now. And we need our docs updated while we're at it. Oh, why is BNB? BNB is the native token of BNB chain, which is built by Binance. Binance officially registered in the Cayman Islands, but its operational and technical roots are heavily tied to Asia, specifically Singapore. Okay, that's why it's mapped there. That's Singapore. Specifically Singapore and surrounding Southeast Asia. The founding team is predominantly based across that region. Placing BNB near the Singapore-Malacca Straits actually a reasonable geographic approximation of where Binance's real-world operational center of gravity sits. It's not a legal registration of address, but it's not wrong either. More accurate than placing it in the US or Europe, agreed. Yay, my paste button's working. All right, we need the 24-hour price movements on these assets. Then we want to add this fix too while we do it. We want to fix this too about the choke points. Icons and visibility. And I feel like there was one more thing. Oh, yeah, charts. And let's see, give me a prompt for Replit to fix these bugs. And then, oh yeah, the price charts. And not now, but map out how we can do charts for all risk on assets, from oil to the crypto, commodities, equities, all things with charts. Let's use real-time data. Just the scope and resources. So like things like Pyth network has real-time price. Solana added traditional finance. Pull price in real time. Just to brainstorm. Fixed crypto 24-hour price changes. It's not just crypto, was it? It was, oh no, the crude oil, all those changes were accurate. So it was just crypto. Hyper liquid, because it's on DEX, I guess we pulled that price from DEX. It did show. But let's, and we'll fact check prices on these. You see when you hit this, we want pictures for those. Well, I'd rather have a chart than pictures. So that, you know, like when you pull up a choke point, the picture of the area comes up. So instead of picture of the area like the Suez Canal, Suez or Sway? I'm gonna Google it in a minute. I should know how to pronounce it. But yeah, we just added these a few hours ago. The major choke points and active current conflict zones. Once we master the conflict zones, those were like the most activities happening geopolitically that like literally changes this day-to-day landscape of the world. I'll expand out to non-conflict zones. Right now there's so many conflict zones, there's 35, it covers over half of the globe anyway, right? And conflict, you know, is what causes volatility in markets and in day-to-day life, right? We need to check this. Why is there no oil going through this? Where was that? Right here. In Djibouti. So let's have Claude fact check this. Oh, the cards. When we expand, the cards, then at a certain point, they don't move around. And that's just on this finance layer, so we'll fix that too. A fix for the finance layer cards. Put them on a scroll. They get long when expanded and then when clicked above, they can't be moved around. Mainly when we do an AI analysis that lengthens the card. What do we want to do? Oh yeah, a scroll would fix this. Boom. Get a prompt from Claude, put it over in Replit. And we'll fix all of these things. And shout out to my Asia friends. They're tuning in. It's Asian time right now. Actually, it's not really any trading hours. Until they bring the traditional markets into crypto, which they're working on. Once it's on the blockchain, it'll be a lot easier to have 24/7 trading. All right, so we'll add that in there. Pyth gives you live price stream. Let's read this first. Chart layer brainstorm. Oh yeah, I almost added the chart. I'm glad I didn't. I'm glad I double checked. Always got to double check. If it's really simple, sometimes I'll just trust Claude and throw it in there. Rarely does that let me down, but if it's multi-layered and kind of complex, like what I'm fixing on the app, you know, you want to, if it would let me select that, there we go. Copy, paste. it and copy all of that. There we go. All right, let's read what it says there. Brainstorming. Python network real-time price feeds on Solana for crypto and traditional assets, gold, oil, equities, sub-second latency free. This is your best path. Python now covers commodities and some equity indices via their Oracle, meaning one integration covers most of your asset list. CoinGecko historical OHLC data, free tier, good for crypto chart history, already in your stack, and has historical data for commodities and equities, because we're tracking all of this. So it's good to pull from like Yahoo Finance that also has before we started integrating it, right? Chart library, lightweight charts by TradingView, free open source, looks professional, handles real-time tick updates and natively designed exactly for this use case, runs entirely in the browser, great. Scope per asset, time frames, 24 hours, 7 days. Yeah, maybe we do hourly or 4 hours. Chart type, candlestick or line, depending on data resolution. Overlay, conflict events and choke point stress level markers on the oil chart timeline would be genuinely unique and powerful. Yeah, I like that. What makes it different from any other chart? Overlaying military vessel counts at Hormuz on the WTI oil price chart. No one else has that. That's the feature that justifies ClaudeWar having charts at all. Build order when ready. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Rome wasn't built in a day. Always something to look forward to build. All right. Let me screenshot that because I don't see any. Let's plan that out. Let's go over to the app and pull up ships. Because we changed the color of the vessels. Let's finish, let me finish this prompt. And then let's finish the Malacca, the Strait of Malacca video. Stuff ended up being very interesting to me. I'm glad I found it. This building process, I'm learning a lot. And just the subject matter, like I'm learning a lot of stuff that I'm, interested in that I didn't really know I was that interested in. I'm also money motivated, of course. So with something like this, the better I build, more profit and potential there is. So let's pick a place with a lot of ships. 934. Let's zoom in. And just going to figure out. I also want to fix the zoom on those ships. Notice I feel like we shouldn't have to zoom in that much. Like maybe at this point it could start showing groups of ships. Ship grouping and one blue orb with numbers to make it clean is good, but let's make the ships show much sooner on the zoom, even if there's a lot. Secondly, we added that color update. I'm going to say, is that because we're only picking up one type of ship? Oh, the typos are horrendous. I want to check out this fireball video. Shout out to Pocket Hailers. Let me drop him. Yeah, I dropped him a follow. Oh, he's in Israel. All right, this is a UAP or fire. It's not a fire. So, just to be clear here. All right, chat. Let me expand this here. Oops, wrong way. All right, a fireball, scientifically speaking, is a meteor that explodes in the Earth's atmosphere. So, like, this is a fireball track. We track them on ClaudeWar. So, fireballs, asteroids, solar events, ISS track, 50 other things, but let's turn those on. Let's go over to one that happened recently in Ohio. This one happened, I added street level view. And that's the ding from Replit.com saying we're done. All right, this is in Ohio, right there. Let's zoom out, see what city in Ohio. Is there anyone here? It was like, what, Southwest? So, zoom out. Let's zoom out and then zoom in to this fireball. So we track all of these layers here on the left. Right now we have vessels and fireballs, and this is a fireball that was just northeast of Litchfield, south of Elyria, if I'm saying that right, southwest of Cleveland, not too far. To be exact, with the street level view, it just missed Dunham Road. Does anybody live here? Let's see if we can clip this later, but this was like right there. It looks like some roads right around there. Let's pull it up. March 17th, Ohio, United States. It was about just a little weaker than the Hiroshima bomb, 0.8x, so not quite as strong, just a little weaker. It was a natural bolide, likely a stony meteoroid rather than space debris. But it was right there in Ohio. Anybody there? All right, let's finish this building at, oh, here's this video.
What exactly is that? Do you see the bottom part? Huh?
Somebody asked me my opinion. I mean, I've seen so many different things get called fireballs. I mean, the fireball is one thing and you can't miss it. For example, this isn't scientifically a fireball. You want to call it a unidentified natural event or unidentified aerial phenomenon or UFO, whatever. It wasn't tracked on any radar as an aircraft. There was no official fireball alerts from NASA about it. And if it was actually like the scientific definition of a fireball, just to be accurate, these things move at like 30 to 100 kilometers a second. You wouldn't be able to see it that long before it either exploded or hit the earth. So that scared me, the music. I hadn't had a follow. Who is that? Hey, appreciate the follow today. Who's that? Tisha Defa 444. Appreciate the love. Appreciate that. And I appreciate the follow today. Today, 333. I like that, because I like 444. That's my thing. Yeah, appreciate the follow. So, yeah, that's what fireball is, like scientifically speaking. It's a meteoroid that explodes in the Earth's atmosphere because it can't make it through all the way through the atmosphere to hit the Earth. So like this and similar videos.
Oh my God, this is exactly what they saw. And oh, did you see this thing just pop up?
See that's two different objects there.
But this is the thing that girl posted in Houston.
And so like meteoroids, they move so fast, like that's too long. Even if it's, so there was that one in Russia, we watched it last stream, that like injured 1,500 people. Why did it injure 1,500 people? Because when it exploded, people saw the light. It's blinding light, brighter than the sun, and there was no shockwave for 90 seconds. So that literally gave time for a lot of people to run to the window, run outside thinking it was over and that was it. People had time to text their friends, oh my God, look out the window. And then, so like by the time, imagine that, your friend texts you, yo, look out the window, bro. As soon as you go to look out the window, 90 seconds later, from that light, boom, with enough force of multiple the nuclear ordinances used in Iwo Jima. So that's what a fireball scientifically is. It's a meteoroid that explodes in the Earth's atmosphere. It's actually picked up oftentimes by the same thing that is used to track nuclear bomb testings or explosions. It's so powerful. I mean, kilotons of TNT, and comparisons to Iwo Jima is how the energy that's released is measured. And they're moving so fast, which is part of that whole energy buildup that causes the explosion. You don't have, so that's not what these are. What are they?
Whatever this is.
I don't know. It's $1 million question. Is the video real? Is it AI? If it's confirmed not AI, what is it? It's not a military aircraft. It's not a fireball meteoroid. It is unidentified. Let's read the post. It said, caught from Melanie King. I've been seeing her pop up a lot. Caught a day ago in Texas. These orbs, UAPs, are being spotted on a daily basis around the world. They are at my house nightly. They take on many different forms. But as one person said on my last post, this is just a drone with a firework or a chemtrail with flares. I don't know about a chemtrail with flares, drone with the firework. That's not too far off, actually. Whoever said that, that's really thinking outside the box, and I mean, that's possible. I don't know why that wouldn't be considered possible. That looks like it could be. So ClaudeWar also, I'm not into, I'm into data. So that's what this whole thing is. Is it a lot of data that a lot of other apps don't tell you? Absolutely. But we want to keep it factual as possible. That doesn't mean I'm going to limit. Like, I really want to add UAP, figure out a way to get the most, but I'd like to add that to there. And maybe even both sides of it. UAPs that were confirmed, like actually confirmed beyond a reasonable doubt to be something less extraordinarily explainable, and events that aren't in real time. So let me cook, and let me know your thoughts, whether on the X page for me or ClaudeWar, or email. Let me know what you think, some features you would like to see added, and I'll get on the next round when I'm done fixing the financial markets. So I was going to make a post here. I was going to say, there was a fireball event picked up by ClaudeWar And this was in Ohio. Then broadcasted on ClaudeWar. Over Ohio. So I pulled data from NASA or NOAA. It was over Ohio, southwest of Cleveland. Let's look exactly. Where was that at? We'll just look at the video. I think we zoomed out, yeah. Dunham Road. Yeah, that was in Dunham Road. So maybe near Medina, Akron, northeast of Akron, near Medina, southwest of Cleveland, near Akron and Medina, in the USA. Thanks to street level zone, we can see it's just, what would that be, east? Or we'll just say beside. Dunham Road. Let's add a share this until we find someone who witnessed this event to bring on the ClaudeWar live stream. And I like to give like useful cases for using AI. So like we're talking about what I'm talking about on this stream, right? But there's probably tons of times throughout the day you're doing this at some other capacity, making a post about something, whether it's family related or whatever, right? So that's what I'll do. I'll type it out, and that's what I mean by I'm not annoyed by AI. You post as long as there's effort put in. So like I type this whole thing out, and then I'll say, polish this up for an X post, make it algo friendly. Don't remove any points I made. Right, and so I took the time to write out a post, how I would say it, and then I used the AI to improve it. And so like, you know, knowledge is power. I met somebody in the Reddit. Let me switch up the screen view so we can see everything, the all-seer view. Right, so I was here in the Reddit, and this is for all, like, mainly builders. And, you know, there was something simple. I saw somebody ask me, how did I do this? How did I do that? And so, you know, it was simple to me, right? But new to him. And so that's why I think, sure, that might be basic to you, especially if you're in tech, to use AI to help with posts. But to a lot of people, more than not, it's not. And so that's like a basis, and people know that, then they'll be like, oh, well, I can also use it to help me with that and this and that and this. And that's what it's about. Each one teaching one, you know? Let me review that. So what we said, share this until we find someone who witnessed the fireball event. Yes, that works. See, it slimmed it down. Share this until we find someone who witnessed this fireball event logged by NASA. I hate those double spaces. That's a telltale AI sign, right? Let's bring them in on the ClaudeWar live stream ASAP. ClaudeWar.info picked up a fire email contact at ClaudeWar.info. Reach out on X. ClaudeWar.info picked up a fireball event from NASA data and mapped it in real time on ClaudeWar. Broadcasted it. It was over Ohio, southwest of Cleveland, near Akron and Medina. Thanks to street level zoom on the globe. Why wouldn't it just put a comma there? AI. We can pinpoint it to Dunham Road, near, not on, near Dunham Road. If you saw something in the sky over that, let's look that up, Dunham Road. D, that's how we can find out exactly what town it is. Google, Dunham Road, Ohio. Maps. Is this it? Yeah. Let's see, is this the same Dunham Road? Where's my app? Yeah, that's the same. Cleveland, Medina, Cleveland. That doesn't look this. Maybe, yeah, I guess so. Just kind of. I can't turn it. How is that map faced? Straight. All right, let's see what other road. All right, we got. Oh, it's probably a different area. I guess it's a long road. Yeah. And that's in, that'd be Cleveland, Ohio. What town is this in? And then let's map. Okay, I see. Yeah, so those maps is like this. Whoops. Like straight, like that, yeah. And or maybe it's a different one. Are these two different places? That's what I will ask. Is this town? Yes. Is this a different Dunham Road? Reference the intersection. All right, let's see. Yes, this is okay, that was a different Dunham Road. The other one was in Cleveland. The map on your image shows the intersection of Dunham Road and Vandermark Road, which is located, Litchfield, Medina County. Okay. Much more rural stretch, about 30 miles to the southwest of Cleveland. Yeah. Someone who witnessed this fireball event logged by NASA. Let's bring them on the ClaudeWar live stream ASAP. Email or reach out on X. ClaudeWar.info picked up a fireball event from NASA data and mapped it in real time, plus broadcasted it. It was over Ohio, southwest of Cleveland, near Akron and Medina. Near Akron. In Medina County. As we now know, thanks Google, Medina County. Thanks to street level zoom on the globe, we can pinpoint it to near Dunham Road in Litchfield, Ohio. Over Ohio. Bring them on the ClaudeWar. Litchfield in real time. I'm gonna post that later on my Facebook as well. If you saw something in the sky over that area, we want to hear from you live. And we already posted all that. Powered by you and ClaudeWar. No, I do. I love these group of holders we have. All right. And then let's find the post where it went out. Right here, March 17th. Did I say a date? I think I got the date wrong. Okay, I didn't say a date. Oh, sheesh, it's 3 a.m. All right, yeah, Ohio. NASA Center for Near Earth Object Studies. ClaudeWar.info to track 50 plus data layers. Alerts get broadcast in real time to after mapping on our globe. And help us find witnesses of this fireball. And you can bet with it being, you know, it was like just shy of being as powerful as the Iwo Jima nuclear bomb that the USA dropped on Japan. So there, you would think people would see that big of energy in the sky. So let's see. Maybe you could RT and help us find witnesses of this fireball. So we can speak with them on live stream or just conversed. We'll just leave it at that. Sky, I'll tag some friends. Shout out to Skywatch Signal and the Sentinel Network. And who did we quote tweet? Melanie? Melanie, yeah. Real Melanie King. And this post. So yeah, I'll put this in the chat. Let's see if we can find some witnesses from that event and get them on the stream. So going back to my app, and you can give it a try. It's ClaudeWar.info. Tons of data, and you know we have celestial events from planetary to zodiac overlays, retrogrades, ingress alerts, and then the X finds convergences. And I'm going to add that to the second layer of this app. Right now, they go out on the X account, and they're like. Let's see, let's find an example. And I'm tweaking this, so keep that in mind. All of it's being improved like every day. Convergences. So here's an example of a convergence detected. Two layers, the ISS passing over the Ukraine-Russia front, along with active shelter-in-place alerts. I think that was the only one so far because it picked a historical parallel that went back to the Roman Empire when the ISS didn't exist. So I'm working out the kinks on that. But it is actively a work in progress and will be a lot of like cool, you know, for subscribers. So like at the base level, everything will be free. But, you know, it does take money to take this, you know, and scale it as big as I want to, as well as just to keep it running where it's at now. So I'm thinking of out of the box ways, because this is already a unique terminal. Nothing's ever been made like it. I'm very proud of it, and I'm very proud of the growth, and I appreciate you guys supporting it. Again, you know, of course you can support donations, the meme coin, but there's so many ways you can support with just sharing, you know, helping it grow, telling a friend. You have military friends, you know, we only track military aircraft. You know, there's tons of sites that track only commercial, and they don't track military at all. The one that does track military that we pull our data from is like the main leader of the industry, and you know, they display both. We filter out, my AI agent filters out all commercial flights and only posts the military. So it's good for logging tons of data, like, you know, we have asteroids. This is BNU. You can AI analyze that. Speaking of that, let's check on this prompt over here. And let's have Claude check over this. I don't know why I'm having trouble seeing the chat, but I'll work on that for next stream. Oh, Taraki, I'm glad you did. Taraku 3 and today, yeah, make sure you drop a follow. Okay, so I can see the YouTube. For some reason, it's only on the screen there. That's annoying. Tisha, I appreciate the love, Hey, share if you're from the Replit Discord, if you're building a project, if you can pop the link in there, I'll check it out. Where'd you put it down here? Oh, didn't mean to join that stage. Disconnect. Yeah, just tag me on Replit Discord too, with your project link. I'll check it out. It's a clean, well-documented plan. Replit has done the full diagnosis, knows exactly where every line is. This should execute cleanly. All right, let's run it. Review now, build here. Since this will be the last adjustment of the stream, I'm just gonna run it on the main agent again, but Replit added like assistant agents to work in the background. So like I could run this in the background and then work on other stuff on the main one, or, you know, multiple in the background, whatever. So we added a few different things live on stream. We added, we fixed the financial layer cards. First thing we added was when I'm live, this alert will come up. First thing people see, click on it, boom. Takes them over here to the live stream. You don't have to log in or anything to use Pump Fun Live, but we're also on Kick, Twitch, tons of other places, YouTube. I added to this, let's see, API subscription coming. Yeah, the map stays free, no paywall, no account required. Runs entirely out of pocket. If this feed has value to you, support the mission. Credit and debit accepted via Buy Me a Coffee. Crypto accepted directly, powered by ClaudeWar. Support ClaudeWar. Where does that take? Okay, it goes there. Oh, that's cool, that's there. I just changed that to date as well. Come into the chat on ClaudeWar. You can register account. It doesn't take email or anything, just a username, password. That's for safety of the user. Different people are in different geographical locations. This is available everywhere. Some countries don't really like their citizens to look at certain data that may or may not be displayed on ClaudeWar. It's legal in America. And I think it's important that the citizens of the globe have the same access as, you know, the Bloomberg terminal, people that pay. Granted, we learned the Bloomberg terminal has 50,000 assets. We have like 50. Also, I'm not charging you. What was it? $30,000 a year? Not charging you that. And I will work with my way up to those numbers of assets tracked, along with all the other layers we track that Bloomberg doesn't. Speaking of, let's go back to that and finish reading. All right, so we figured out, all right, financial data, ClaudeWar versus Bloomberg terminal. They blow us out of the water, except for commodities. They track all commodities. We track 6 key assets. Crypto is very limited. We track 6 assets. And intelligence and context, geopolitical context. This is where we smoke Bloomberg. Geopolitical news headlines only for Bloomberg. We do live military plus conflict data plus astronomy news. Military aircraft tracking, none. AI analysis per asset, Bloomberg does none of that. We do it with every asset. We track military, we track naval vessels. We do choke point correlations for 5 different ones in conflict zones. Bloomberg does none of that. Bloomberg doesn't do space weather, asteroid, or fireball data. We do. ClaudeWar. Excel integrations, we don't have that. Alerting system, well, I have it on the back end, and as we log more data, we'll be able to open the Excel up. Alerting system, highly customizable, ClaudeWar basic, but improving. API access, enterprise grade. We're in early stage. It will be about $200 a month for, you know, that's for trading desk, other developers, equity firms, insurance companies, news syndications. Mobile experience is functional. Ours is purpose-built for mobile and desktop. Global map view, none. We have a 3D globe. Messaging chat, Bloomberg has Bloomberg chat, and we have the basic operative chat. So, give us some time. Let me cook. That's pretty cool. Oh, where'd it go? Can I? Yeah, I can download that. Save as an artifact. And the numbers go up. Cool. All right, that's building now. We'll let that finish. That'll fix all the asset prices over here. Oh. Ding, I love that. Ding. It means work is done. And I like to just pull this over to Claude, get a nice little synopsis. That was a lot of work, huh? A lot of lines. Whoops. And that's my little thing I want to download. I already downloaded it. Oh, cool. Let's close that out. I'm gonna go ahead and push this through, deploy it on ClaudeWar. Bada bing. Approve and publish. And again, you see we have all these users actively using it. They won't notice a thing. other than when they refresh and come back. They'll see things are working better. So add the choke points, market pulse, crypto overlay, crude oil. The charts, I'll have that done tomorrow most likely. Well, I'm going to Easter event with my kids, so maybe tomorrow night we'll have the charts up on there. And the API panel will be ready. There were 4 entities that were using that for free before I locked it down. Because this is, imagine plugging the APIs for this into your trading bot or news desk, right? Since it is so much real-time important data that, isn't available in one place anywhere else. So that's Bob Dude. Let's go back to this one. No, where's Malacca? Malacca was over there. Let's finish this little video.
Significance of the Malacca Strait is not just limited to energy, it is also a crucial passage for the exchange of goods between East and West, with approximately 25% of all trade volume worldwide traveling through the strait, giving those states with influence their further leverage over the global economy. Given its vital role in global trade and energy supplies, the security of the Malacca Strait is of paramount importance to many countries. It has been a historical flashpoint for piracy, which poses a threat to the safety of maritime commerce. Moreover, the strait's narrowness and shallow depth make it a strategically vulnerable point that could be exploited in military confrontations or geopolitical conflicts. Were the strait to be blocked, vessels would be forced to make the roughly 450 nautical mile journey to the Sunda Strait, adding sailing time and reducing shipping efficiency. Furthermore, the Malacca Strait has also become a focal point in the broader context of great power rivalry. China, for instance, views the strait as a crucial lifeline for its energy supplies and trade.
I bet they do. Would they say 70% of China's oil has to make it through this Strait of Malacca too?
And its reliance on the strait is often called the Malacca Dilemma. Consequently, the Chinese government has been increasing its naval presence in the area. In response, the United States and its allies have also sought to assert their own influence in the region to ensure the strait remains open and free for navigation. The future of the strait hinges on geopolitical dynamics and regional cooperation. Intensifying global trade may increase vessel traffic, which could lead to stricter shipping controls and enhanced navigational safety measures. Security remains paramount due to piracy threats. Thus, collaborative maritime surveillance might become more sophisticated, potentially involving satellite and drone technology. Moreover, as countries bordering the strait, these being Malaysia, Indonesia, and Singapore, continue to grow economically, they may invest more in infrastructure, making the strait a hub of regional development and international diplomacy.
As they should, with that much oil flowing through. Shout out to Horizon Geopolitics for that. So that's, there's a lot more, a lot of people know of the Hormuz Strait. We have this. We have that too. Let's turn all the layers on before we log off of this stream. So we have ground intel, military, maritime, shelter alerts, reported missile strikes, asteroid watch, fireball, solar events, ISS track, the ISS live feed. Let's cut that off. We don't want to see the feed right now. If you want to, you can go to ClaudeWar.info. It shows you the view as it goes over the Earth, like the live stream looking down on the Earth. It's beautiful. Zodiac overlay, retrogrades, we'll close that. There's none right now. Ingress alerts, leave that off. Dwarf planets, spacecraft, comets. We'll turn on everything but those 3. No particular reason. You see the ISS moving across. And our globe is coming to life more and more every day. Let's cut the ISS feed. Cool. Oh, that's a big plane. That B-1B Lancer. Those things are huge. How high is it up? 34,000 feet. Sheesh. That's flying out of North Carolina right now over South Carolina. Liberty Hill. It's probably pretty loud over this area, I would say. You see all the commodities, equities, crypto. They also have their own pop-up charts. Let me zoom out. Pop-up charts with AI analysis, Bitcoin, S&P 500, gold, silver, along with all the other tracks. This is really panning out to be something I'm proud of, excited for. The numbers of the growth speaking for itself. You know, I'll keep building. You guys keep helping. Share the word, spread the word. Follow us on socials, Claude_war_ for X. Me, I'm TBG_just_G on all socials. Appreciate the love and support. It's getting late here. It's 3:20 a.m. So I'd say keep building. If you haven't used AI, definitely reach out. If you want some good resources, some tools that I use, any platform, just send me a DM. And hope everybody has a good weekend. I'm gonna go to an Easter egg hunt with my little ones in the morning, so I'm gonna go off here and get to bed. The numbers we've had, I'll close on that. Let's see. Once more, I built the dashboard. So this is only tracking for 5 full days. And so I'm very proud of that. Just since the stream started, we had over 100 unique visitors. 5,000, like I said, it says 7 days, but this dashboard had only been tracking for 5. The app itself over here at ClaudeWar.info is only 23 days old. And these are the stats for the last 5 full days. Advertisers, if you're, you know, anything involving open source intelligence, health, fitness, surveillance, military, tactical gear, we have advertising space. Reach out to me, contact at ClaudeWar.info. If you want to grow your X account, you know, that's thousands of eyes that could be on your product on ClaudeWar.info. So just reach out to me. I prefer contact by email, but X DM, Telegram DM, Facebook, I don't check much, so let's just stick at those 3. Preferably email, XDM, next, Telegram. And let's get your company or account or your product up here. It shows on mobile as well. And we're averaging about 734 viewers a day. As you can see there, a lot of, you know, we get a lot of return users. A lot of people directly just typing it in their URL. Thank you guys so much. That's so cool. That's a big deal. And I look forward to keep growing. So I'll keep growing, keep improving this, keep staying tapped in with you guys. I hope you all have a good weekend. Enjoy it with your families. Happy Easter's coming up. What day is Easter? Sheesh, I know there's a, what day? Is this Sunday? I think it's this Sunday. No, it's not. It's next Sunday. Okay, so I thought so. So we're just doing a little Easter thing in the neighborhood, but looking forward to it. It's going to be cold, 60-degree Fahrenheit here. Published the app, so those fixes are up. Let's remove the blinking live stream banner. I'm going to add a button for that later. Only remove that alert, nothing else. Boom, and this banner will go away. Oops. As I'm not going to be live anymore. Just for giggles, let me search Claude and see what comes up, or ClaudeWar. What if I put it together? I've been meaning to improve the SEO for this. Oh, ClaudeWar comes up on Jupiter, that's cool. Comes up on Pump Fun, that's cool. Anyways, all right, chat. It's been real. It's been fun. Love you guys. Hope everybody has a great night. Happy weekend. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.